Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done anything regarding my Nuzlocks or anything like that. This, as you probably guessed by the title, is my Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke recap, where you see what's happened and then I explain everything that led up to that situation. There are 15 deaths in total. I am counting the Feebas. And I'll explain why when we get there. Probably going to be the longest explanation. It's a different take from what I've seen of the Pokemon Nuzlocke death montages, but it's just going to be my way on how I do it. And for those of you seeing this, do expect to see Leaf Green Nuzlocke starting the first episode of that before too long. Until then, see you in the video. Final throw. What is this? Well, we don't got any more questions. Right, so the first death questions the Dustox. Obvious reason why I led with Dustox in this gym was because, quad resist to any fighting move, but the Makuhita did have 2 bulk ups up, so it had +2 attack, +2 defense. And we were actually starting to do some damage with confusion, but that critical hit came through. It sucked. Nothing else I could really do about it. Because, you can't plan for crits unless you got, shell armor or something. Dustox, wow. Questions the Dustox. I can't believe it, but on to the next one. Come on out! I need a stunts for it. Alright. You take care. Oh god, it one-shot Sponge! Right, the loss of Sponge, I should have seen it coming. Yeah, Sponge had the highest defense. I think the biggest controversy was, why go for Stun Spore? And the obvious hope was, paralyze, get the full para. That way we could keep going forward and do what we needed to do. The paralysis, I think, may not have mattered in the end, but losing Sponge, which just had so much potential in the future, was going to be our fighting type, our grass fighting, and really tackle most any problems, except for Altaria. But the loss of Sponge was bad. Rest in peace, Sponge. May you continue to soak up rock types for all eternity. Oh! We have to fight Sponge! Oh no. Wait, what level would it get Spore before it evolved? Because now I'm concerned. Oh, you got Headbutt too. That's a lot. Okay, come on. Uh-oh! No! Zippy! Death number 3. Losing Zippy was not just a double blow because, Zippy had Headbutt, was a great offensive member of the team, but also because Zippy had Pickup still, which was, helping us continue to stay out there training longer, despite losing some HP, but, losing Zippy like that, I should have realized that upon evolving into a Breloom, Breloom would have gotten Mach Punch almost immediately, if not within the first couple of levels then. That was my misplay, I admit to it. But Zippy, it was getting close to time to where, if we kept Zippy alive, it would have been, is it worth it, training them up? Is it not worth it? Is it better to put Zippy in the box and let them retire rather than, end up dying? We were already at... I was feeling like I was already at that point, and unfortunately the Breloom made the decision for us. 'Tis a shame. Why is it Skarmory that ends up walling me? Uh-oh, that's a stab Steel Wing. Okay, death number 4! Yet again, another case of a crit when you least needed it, and the thing about Boombox was that Boombox was a monstrous mixed attacker with a decent amount of speed. The problem with Boombox was defenses, and I had no real safe way to get those defenses up. So that crit, I don't know if it would have mattered. If it did matter, then it was just, like, right out the gate, Winona taking one. And it definitely didn't feel fair, but, I mean, it's a Nuzlocke. I roll with the punches most of the time. So with that, yeah, the music died, well, half of the music died that day. Here. But its only offensive move, it has no flying offensive move. I wanted to nerf its Earthquake. Never mind, it's got D-Dance. You know what? Let me thief you. Oh no. Paralysis to boot. Alright, here we go. Let me take your berry. Thank you. Take the berry! Eat it in front of you! Assert dominance! Alright, so... we're in a pickle. Because I know this thing's got Earthquake. It's got D-Dance. It's shown Dragon Breath. I think it's got Safeguard or Mist. So, there is the possibility that we might be losing multiple party members. It's going to keep going for Dragon Breath now, though. Alright. Oh, this one's got Aerial Ace. Okay. D-Dance, Dragon Breath, Aerial Ace. Does it still have Earthquake? +1, +2. I don't like that. Shenzi. That's a lot more. It does still have EQ. Okay. It does still have EQ. Shenzi, thank you. Death number 5. Shenzi, yeah. And Shenzi had to be kind of like carried most of the time. But after evolving into a Might Yena, Shenzi definitely came into her own. And it kind of showed that, the utility sort of capability. And having Shenzi be the scout in a way in order to try and, do enough damage to that Altaria, scout out what his moves were. Shenzi did her job, and I mean, that's why I gave that salute to Shenzi, because Shenzi gave us the information we needed while also being able to apply that -1 to attacks instead, so that in the end that Altaria didn't become a 3 attack, 3 speed monster that it normally would have been. Instead, it was just that Altaria sealed its own fate. But I mean, Shenzi being able to get a Might Yena, being able to keep a Poochyena from like level 2, 3, 4, and getting it all the way up that far as a Might Yena, it was hard, it was rough, it was difficult, but it was worth it. I just wish that Shinzi could have stuck around for Liz and Tate. I think that would have helped a lot more. Not Wobbuffet! This is bad! Shit. Okay, fine! Take my threat! This death was probably... It still stings me in the worst way possible. As you saw on the moveset, Altaria didn't, Threat the Altaria didn't have Dragon Dance. I should have kept Dragon Dance over Fury Attack. I should have done something. But I didn't have any attacks that could, stall for time while, either lowering their stats or buffing Threat stats. I didn't have any of that. So the fact that turn 1, I didn't get the paralysis, and it clicked Mirror Coat anyway, that tells me that, and it leaves me very salty. It leaves me very salty and upset. I think everyone would have known that if Altaria had managed to live through that Wobbuffet, it would have continued to have been an important cornerstone of the team, a powerful cornerstone of the team, to the point where earthquakes weren't going to be an issue, like with the Claydol. But losing all that time and effort with an incredible Swablu catch, it being adamant and, having all of this possible utility and power at the disposal, I still am very upset over it. Grovel's faster, isn't it? Oh, there goes Mudkip. This one was just straight out the box. A massive misplay. In the clip, I even turned around and asked even stated or asked that Grovel was faster, which means I should have swapped out when given the chance, and I didn't. It was only an afterthought, like half a second after, and I stayed in, should have swapped out, probably should have, done that anyway, just to save, save Swampert, who would have rolled over Liz and Tate and done much more. Other than just, losing to the last May fight. It's a ghost. I can't hit ghosts. Of course you lay a curse. There goes 25 HP. Bye, Tuppet. Evolve. Please evolve. Scuffed! This one is the Feebas, if you haven't managed to piece that together. Doing all the prep work to ensure that, when I get to, that route and get to the water, and that way whenever I start fishing for Feebas, hope I find a Feebas spot, I don't end up accidentally getting, having to catch a Carvana or catch a Tentacool or, oh, behold, a Magikarp. So, I got all of that work done, got Feebas, Gentle Nature, I named it Worth It, and then we got through Fort Tree City, we got to the next city after that. I remember it because of the department store, the contest hall, all of that. I should have done more research about, how field is determined, how the effects of the Pokeblock is, and all of that other stuff. Because all I genuinely knew was, high, 10 or higher, as far as I could remember, dry Pokeblocks. But the feel actually kind of stopped us there. So I have a feeling that we were sitting somewhere in the vicinity of like 130 points, if not 150. So we were close, but that field kind of stopped us from feeding more Pokeblocks, which was the downside. Hence why worth it was no longer worth it. After, leveling it up and seeing that it didn't evolve, yeah, I was frustrated because I had lost two good Pokemon at this point already. We had lost Threat the Altaria, and we lost I Heard You Like Mudkips, our Swampert. And the fact that Worth It didn't evolve meant that we weren't going to. It was not. It was just going to take up space. It just wasn't worth it. We had already done everything possible, so we did it at mercy instead of having it, being a sacrificial lamb. We did it at mercy and just put it in the dead box. And again, that was on me. I should have done more research. Should have kept going with like the the 3 NPCs plus me, and hoping that whatever I threw in was going to generate a dry Pokeblock, because it's not just what berry I put in; it's also what berries they put in. And I was just getting frustrated with them. I mean, it was going to be faster and whatnot, but in the end, it just ended up being the second half of it. The first half of it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree. I did what I did. I did what I did for getting the Feebas in the first place. But the second half of it, that's where I kind of screwed up. So, yeah, that one is on me. That one is on me. Worth it. I should have treated you better. That's terrifying. Alright. Yeah, might as well. Try to prepare for that future sight. So I don't know which slot it hit. Our record's broken. Record, the Spinda. Getting double teamed with the second attack being a fighting type that has a high chance to crit. There's a reason why Machoke and Machamp are threats for every reason possible, and that's because of the ability they get is no guard. I mean, no guard is a threat, but that also is a double-edged sword. Thing is with Spinda being a normal type, getting hit by that confusion and taking it rather well, and then getting slapped up by a karate chop, a stab karate chop that it's 1.5 times damage because it's stab, and because of the weakness, it's 3 times effective. It's basically 3 times the damage. So yeah, I mean that Machoke, he took our Spinda and baned it. If you guys get that. Show me what you got. Claydol and Zatu. Alright. Surf right out the gate. Thunderbolt the Zatu. They are level 40s. Low 40s. One shot. Way to go, Durag. And here's Lunatone. EQ! Drag! Drag, no! The beginning of the end. That's what this was. The Listen Tight fight was incredibly difficult. I did notice a misplay on my part, but hindsight is 2020. I didn't know what the Claydol was going to do. I thought the Claydol was going to use Psychic. I didn't realize it would have had a ground type attack. I should have thought about it a bit more rather than just going for Surf right out the gate with Mirror B. I should have used Fake Out on the Claydol. Give Durag a chance to take down the Zatu and then maybe swap out so that Earthquake wasn't going to be that bad. But that was on my part. Durag the Manectric did It was actually impressive. Well, not that impressive, but it was still impressive enough to one-shot a higher level psychic bird. Psychic flying. Being able to take down Zatu, because Zatu is known to be a bit bulky. But Durag going down to a spread EQ, that means that tells me that Durag's defenses were not up to snuff, and I was kind of more focused on trying to min-max him. Or her. They don't deserve mercy. They do not deserve mercy. This is gonna hurt Blubber, but Blubber can live it. Mirror B is asleep. I'm not liking this. Of course, Lunatone has a citrus berry. Okay. I need a heal. Like, without a doubt, I need to heal. I can't risk it. Another earthquake, Blubber can live 1. But then I have to heal him. Psychic on Blubber. And we lost Blubber. I think the biggest problem here was that I didn't get an opportunity to use any sort of full heals or lava cookies in order to get Mirror B awakened from that sleep, because I mean Mirror B was low on HP, so was Blubber. Blubber was doing the most that they could, but getting double teamed like that wasn't gonna help. Blubber's special defense was not that high. All Blubber really had was just a bunch of HP, and that was really it. Zubat Girl. Shadowball, the Clay Doll. Should have gone with this first. Lunatone's going to use Psychic, but we'll live. I'm hoping. Put too much investment into you, Zubat Girl. Well, there you go. Here goes another flyer. Losing Zubat Girl like this was probably one of the hardest decisions I had to make, because I spent basically all episode trying to get Zubat Girl to evolve into Golbat, get the friendship high enough to evolve into Crobat, just so that it could be useful as a flyer and still have enough power to back up every attack that it could do. With the exception of Bite and Crunch, because it's not much of a special attacker. It's more of a physical attacker, which is why I gave it Shadow Ball, because Shadow Ball was just going to be just a solid side option to use with a Zubat Girl. I think the biggest thing here is that I kind of knew I was sending Zubat Girl out to die, but I needed to get rid of that Clay Doll. Maybe I should have focused on the Lunatone first, because Shadow Ball has a chance to drop special defense, and that may have helped in the long run somehow, so that maybe, just maybe, we could have gotten out with 1 or 2 Pokemon alive. We are quickly running out of ammo here. Mirror B, wake up! Okay, I got a feint attack. It's my only option. Sunny Day. Calm Mind. Sunny Day Flamethrower, making me a fire type. And there goes Mirror B, because you wouldn't wake up! Losing Mirror B meant a lot of things. It meant a lot of things, especially all things considering what all we were wanting to do. We wanted to beat Listen Tay so that we could get Dive, so that we could get the Water Stone, so that Mirror B could become a Ludicolo, and, you know, hey, Ludicolo, party time! But at the same time, the fact that Mirror B kept staying asleep made it an easy target eventually, because, you know, it was incapacitated. It wouldn't have been much of a threat, especially while it was still asleep. It could Listen Take could pick off the other team member without any problems. And then I was getting frustrated. Because we lost half of our team already, and then, you know, Mirror B got put to sleep, and then Mirror B got put to sleep. That's when the music, at least for the team, finally stopped. At least in my opinion. It really does suck, because, I mean, we used Tians on Mirror B. We were wanting to get that Water Stone, and yeah, that was it. I mean, that was it. Mirror B was the longest living at that point. Sumo? Special defense lowered. Great. That's a crit. Okay, I need to heal. Lost my Mirror B, so it's pointless to go get the Water Stone. Hyper Potion on the Soul Rock. Sumo can live one, right? Losing Sumo, we had no other option at this point. We had to go into Sumo here because it was the only choice we had. We were forced into it. I could have gone into Sumo earlier. That way, I could have used a full heal on Mirror B. Mirror B could have gotten back up and start Mega Draining, staying alive, all of that stuff. Basically, what it comes down to is, you know, trying to stop one so that we could focus on the other and get that down. That way, it could be a much more fair fight. But it didn't work out that way because, I mean, Sumo was a weak link, at least to them, and they took out our last link that way. Shame. There's no way we're going to be able to beat this. And you're going to flamethrower me. Vayas con Dios! Our Emerald Nuzlocke snuffed out. There were a lot of things that definitely led this to being unable to be won. First off, you know, it was 2-on-1 for starters. That was the bad part. Secondly, I'm pretty sure Listen Tate still had another hyper potion they could have used and stuff. And finally, we already suffered a special defense drop, which meant that any special attack was going to do more damage against us. Gecko definitely did what they could. It's just a shame that, you know, that was the end. That was the end of it. It really sucks. But that's the end of the Nuzlocke. I mean, last 6 deaths. Last death in total. If you guys actually enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell me what you thought about this sort of like format. I know it's over 30 minutes long. In the comments, tell me what you thought about it. See if there was anything I could improve other than like trying to shorten the time. But with that, I will see you in the next one. I will see you in the pilot of our Leaf Green Nuzlocke. Uh, rolling that 1d4 again.